Hello, everyone! It's Billy Cultist. We're back in the jungle. Again, you say? Probably? I thought you were gonna do, Tears of the Kingdom this week, Billy. You said that in the last video. Yes, I did. I keep doing this, but I'm gonna continue to do this. I've fully changed my plans, friends. This is a little announcement before we start working on the jungle again. I've decided actually we're gonna wait on going forward with Tears of the Kingdom. I'm really close to finishing Elden Ring. Fairly close. I mean, I'm gonna have to go through Moolah and fight a few bosses, but really that's about all that's left for me. So what I figured to do is we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish up Elden Ring, and then when Elden Ring's fully finished up, I will just go ahead and start Tears of the Kingdom where I left off, and in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and keep doing these Dreams Buildy videos as the other slot in the week, aside from the Let's Play. So, we're back in the jungle, and we're going to be back in the jungle next week, and the next week, and the next week until it gets finished, and then after that, we're going to make something else in Dreams. It's not a jungle, but it will be as interesting. Actually, somebody brought something up, but first, before I go into that a little deeper, let's see what we got to do next. I did last time get quite a few of these ferns, as we can see. We got a lot of undergrowth kind of stapled around in here that is making it look way more jungly, and we got that backdrop looking better. Kind of a green, kind of a tint. I almost feel like I want to mess with that just a little bit now looking at it here. I almost feel like I want to bring up this color. Well, we'll turn that a little bit. I did like that kind of jade hue going on, but I want to turn that up a bit in order to keep it from, I don't know, I don't want too many weird things in the skybox. I think I've mentioned this before, but this is a side note related to the skybox. When I was watching the early demonstrations for MM's Demonstrations of Dreams back before it got released, and we're still getting that. They were I could clearly remember they demonstrated something like a tool where you could paint on the skybox itself, which frankly, they never implemented that. I mean, I've never, unless it's secret, I don't know how to access it. It's actually in here, but to be able to just take and paint on the skybox, not with like a paint, not a painting, not this thing, but like actually paint on the skybox itself would be incredibly helpful. Incredibly helpful for some scenes to be able to do that. And yet, it just... And I could swear I saw them doing that in one of the early videos. Although, we did see a lot of other things, I think, that they never quite implemented. So, it was just too hard for some reason anyway. We have a few other pieces of natural bric-a-brac here that we could actually stick around this jungle further, including this plant, this smaller tree, and this smaller palm. So I think we can go ahead and do that. Another thing we're going to probably get to adding today, although I'm not sure, is going to be... Well, we've got these trees in the midground, and we've of course got these ones in the actual walkable area, but we're going to put some distant details in so that we look like we're actually surrounded by a jungle, very thick, dense jungle in all directions. But anyway... Well, for now, what we'll do is we'll start adding these small tropical plants in. I'm going to gauge their size. Going to check them next to this guy. Yeah, probably like around that or something, maybe smaller, I don't know. As I said last time, it really helps. I'm going to kind of go for putting these things in areas where the light can hit them, of course. Because, well, that just makes sense. Well, it does make sense, right? Plants aren't going to grow in the dark. They're probably going to go for the light areas. And it's also where we can see them when we're walking around this place better, and they can really make the scene pop out. So we'll just put those here and there. Oh, made a mistake there. Yep, did it again. Got paint. Praise be that we have a backwards button, delete, undo that last action. An Omega 13, as they would call in Galaxy Quest. You can redeem a single mistake with that. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Well, we'll need more. I'm not sure. This is probably going to be more tedium, of course. You know about this. We've done this. We did this before. If I could find something to rant about while we go, maybe that'll make it more interesting. I don't know. I don't know. What have I talked about? I yelled about people being creative or something last time. And before that, I was yelling about AI. So, what is it I could yell about this time? That's actually in the mid-ground. I don't know if I need... But that, you know, that looks nice, though. What could I yell about this time? I don't know. I'm trying to think of something, frankly. Who could I be mad at? I don't know. This is the thing. I don't know. Like, I just have kind of a general impression. Like, if I say something's wrong on Dreams or somebody's wrong on Dreams, it's more like a general thing. It's not... I don't know a specific person, because I don't... Like I said before, I do not go around looking too much into stuff. And I guess you would say, well, how do you know anything's wrong with Dreams if you don't look into... Well, I mean, I look into it generally, but I don't really... I'm not super familiar with who's what and what they're doing, per se. Just generally know, like, oh, there's a lot of trash content coming out this week, or, you know, this week there's a lot of great content coming out. I don't know. I'm not like, oh, I know exactly who did it. It was, Filibuster Todd, the guy who's the great Dreams creator. You all know him? Oh, yeah, you know. Okay, so yeah, we gotta put more of these up. It's gonna be a while, though. Man, what could I talk about? Also, I gotta think of things to talk about that are, you know, YouTube-friendly, you know, family-friendly, yeah, but YouTube-friendly. And for me, YouTube-friendly and family-friendly, actually, they sit in two separate categories. Because there's some things that I would consider family-friendly that YouTube, I don't think, would. But, yeah, YouTube-friendly. We gotta not talk about things that are just gonna make people feel too sad. Oh, unless I may have already done that, though. I know the AI thing really gets people upset. If I could talk about something related to art, that could make people feel sad. But, you know, I don't know. Too sad. We just can't make people feel too sad. What are we gonna do? We could talk about flat Earth. That might make people mad. I mean, it's not gonna make you, unless you are a flat Earth person. It would probably make you mad. Now me, I must say, I am not a flat Earth person. I am a globe, whatever they call them. I don't know if it's repeatable, but a globe, crazy. Whatever the flat Earth people. I don't know if the flat Earth thing is still going on strong as it used to be. It seems like it was, like, a few years ago. Yeah, I don't know, maybe like 4 years ago, it was really taken off, and there was just a lot of people that were coming out of the woodwork to be like, flat Earth is a real thing, guys! I don't know how you can believe in a spinning ball and stuff! And then, suddenly, it just kind of dipped off, which I guess, I don't know, YouTube maybe started censoring them out, you know, and they were like, this is too stupid for normal people's ears, we're gonna cut this off. That might be what happened. But yeah, the flat Earth thing, it's interesting to me. Not in, like I said, I don't believe in the flat Earth. And frankly, you know something else? I have to say, I like the globe. I just like the globe. This is a thing. Even if the flat Earth was actually certifiably real, I feel like I would be like, oh man. I mean, you know, it's like, I guess you can't deny reality, but that's too bad, because the globe thing's pretty neat to me. The spherical planets and stuff, I just can't get over that. I don't know. I can't imagine a world in which it was not that way. Probably because I live in a world in which it is not that way. But But yeah, I just like that. I like us. There's something about a sphere. It's just a very nice shape, and it's just very clean, and just the way the globe works, it's just very clean and just fantastic. It's cool. I like it. So I just the flat Earth thing. It's just aesthetically not pleasing. Even outside of the hole, it doesn't work with physics and the laws of the universe or whatever, and math. Outside of all that, I just find it aesthetically gross. So, by the way, speaking of globes, if you're a globe crazy nut and you like globes and maps, you might check out. I have a thing. It's still up on Dreams. It's remixable. It's called The Simple Earth. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, you'll find it. It's probably one of the best Earths, maybe even still to this day. I don't know. I haven't been searching through globes for a while. I made it specifically so that Jimmy could have a thing for his War of the Worlds. He needed an Earth, and it was really hard at the time to find a pleasing Earth, shall we say, on Dreams. And so I made that, and I did it. I did it one for one. I took a globe when I was making that thing. I got on Dreams, I sat down, and I took a globe that I had nearby, and I just went at it one for one, putting that stuff on there. It's pretty good. And especially considering I'm not using any kind of... I was just eyeballing it. I'm not using any kind of like special math or something like that to get everything lined up. It's pretty accurate, though. I'd still say it's probably one of the best. Not that anyone couldn't do better if they put their mind to it, I'm sure, but still probably one of the best Earths on Dreams. It seems like Dreams, that's one of those things. It's hard. There's just wasn't a lot of people interested in doing really cool looking Earths. I mean, now a lot of people have tried to make Earths on Dreams, and don't feel too bad if you made an Earth on Dreams and it wasn't my Earth, and you're thinking, oh, Billy, I made an Earth. Is my Earth good? Well, I don't know. It depends on when you made it. Maybe I haven't seen your Earth yet. But if it was any of those Earths I was skimming through back in the day when I was around the time I made my Earth, it probably wasn't too great. Like I said, though, don't feel too bad about that. Doesn't mean you're not creative. Just means you still gotta hone your skills is all. You made kind of a bad Earth. But later on you can make a really good Earth, Yeah, sometimes it takes iteration. Maybe you need to make 5 or 6 Earths, and then the 7th one will be perfection. That's often how it'll turn out. You need to obsess over it, Earth. Probably would be. I'll say one thing about the flat Earth. It probably would be a lot easier to make a model of it. In Dreams, anyway. Probably would be. It's just a flat thing, and you just draw stuff on top of it. That's a lot easier than doing it on a sphere. Let me tell you, and doing that Earth was one of the most difficult. Maybe that's why people don't want to do it. That makes sense. It's just tedious and difficult. It's just laborious. Now mine's, it's decent. It works pretty well from like a high orbit perspective in a scene. It's not really a good one for like if you want to go close up. However, because you've got the continents and everything aligned on it. Excuse me for a second. I think we got quite a few of those little, whatever they are, fruit bushes or whatever those are. Now what else do we got here? We got this tree. And we've got this palm. So we can take one of these and start going at it. Putting these roundabout. I think I'll go with the palm. Palm looks fun. And not too little. Anyway, we'll stick, yeah. But as I was saying though, let me tell you, tedium and difficulty on making that Earth. And like I said, it would work best at the level of detail I made it. Probably at like a high orbit. You get closer and it's gonna look a little bit more, low def. Not gonna look as good. But, like I said, all the continents and everything, you got the outline. So it's like, potentially, if you wanted to make a more high def version, you can use all that work I did of eyeing out the continents, and you can just kind of trace that with more high detail. If you want like a closer up Earth. Works for that. But man, it was a tough one. But it's a pretty good Earth. It's a real good Earth. I was gonna make other planets too. I think I originally had the intention I might make Mars, and some of maybe the whole solar system, because I have a certain interest in astronomy. I enjoy it to some degree. Not like an astronomy expertise type guy, but I enjoy astronomy. I enjoy outer space too. I'm a fan of outer space kind of stuff. That might be why I don't like the flat Earth. Because they say space does not exist. It's a fake. There is no such thing as outer space. We've never been there. Ever. It's a fake. It's a fake. I'm not sure why exactly that is. But, see, according to what most of the people that I've heard that believe flat Earth, flat Earth is real, the globe is not real, and it's being covered up by mainstream science institutions and government institutions and so forth. I'm not entirely against the idea that mainstream science and governments could cover up facts about the world or the universe or existence itself. However, this is my problem. At any time there's a conspiracy theory about anything at all, my main thought, even beyond all the details, like they go through all this detail about like, oh, this is this doesn't make sense, the figures don't make sense, blah blah blah. This little detail, the moon landing hoax, that's another one I could talk about. That's kind of up there with flat Earth, except I don't think. Well, wait a minute. I guess they do link up because they don't believe you went to the moon. And flat earthers don't believe space is real, so that would link up. You would have to hoax the moon if space wasn't real. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with the flat Earth. My problem is I'm trying to figure out what exactly is the motivation. There has to be a motivation. If there's going to be a massive cover-up, there has to be a motivation to cover that information up. So what is it about the Earth being flat? I mean, what is it going to change if this became common knowledge, let's say tomorrow? What is going to change in society or daily life? What will change if we find out the Earth is flat tomorrow? That's the question. And as far as I can see, there isn't really a good answer for that from these folks. They don't really have anything that really seems suitable. Now, a lot of them, what it seems like they will say is something along a theological line of, because the Earth is round, and because everyone believes it is round, more people are apt to follow the devil and or be atheists. So, the problem with that is, I don't really see how, if we learned that the Earth... So if... This is the thing. If we learned that the Earth was flat tomorrow, irrefutably, and everybody just was like, yep, it's flat, it's confirmed, there is no denial. Like, they were right. The flat earthers were right. Is there gonna be suddenly this massive stampede of, like, atheists and Satanists or whatever into churches to convert because of that information? I just don't see that happening, and it doesn't make sense to me then that it's like, well, they want us to believe that the Earth is round because this helps battle against the belief in God somehow. It's like, well, it seems to me that people will believe in God and or deny God regardless of the shape of the planet or the world. Because people just, they want to believe whatever they want to believe. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have beliefs, and it's like, if something as simple as the shape of the planet can change your belief, sounds like your belief is kind of shaky. So, which I guess that, that's the concept, is like, well, atheism is very shaky. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, if people want to deny something, or believe it, it's like they will continue. It's not easy to change people's minds, really. And I just don't see it working. Oh, look! The Earth is actually flat, guys. What do you think of that? You really think that all these atheists and Satanists or whoever are gonna go running off to convert to Christianity or something? Because they find out the Earth is a pancake? I highly doubt it. And so the conspiracy falls apart for me when that's their main motivation for the cover-up. It's like, well, why are they covering it up? Because they're working for Satan, and, Satan wants us to think that the Earth is a globe, because if we knew it was otherwise, we just wouldn't follow Satan. It's like, really? So that if suddenly from this perspective, if Earth was flat, there'd be no more evil in the world or something? That's incredible and seems somewhat ridiculous. We got enough palms yet? We might have too many. I honestly, yeah, we might. I don't know. You gotta watch it. The palms, I'm gonna take a look at, see if I can, wait a minute. I got this right tools, yes. Wait a minute. Where is, okay, yeah, okay. I was looking for the heat, getting all confused here. We got a lot of heat on the ground. In my experience, the heat on the ground is usually not a big deal when it's like this horizontal heat. I've had this before making like fields of grass, and it doesn't seem to affect performance. I'm talking about a PS4. This is a non-issue on a PS5, which I'm on right now, but I'm going into this for PS4 people. It's like a non-issue. In my experience on the PS4, when I had this kind of thing going on, so you might not need to worry about this so much when it's all like horizontal. What you really got to worry is when it starts getting up in the canopies and all around, is when it's going to affect the performance. We can spread this thing out now. It's a fun looking tree though. However, yeah, this could affect performance, hopefully. Gotta be judicious with it. Might scale it up a little. I know I said not to scale these up too much, but just a little wouldn't hurt, probably. To put some of this over here. Little sapling thing. Give us that dense jungle feel. Yeah, but anyway, with the flat Earth, the motivation makes no sense. The moon landing actually makes a little more. It just doesn't make it kind of makes a little more. Because with the moon landing, when they give me a motivation, I say, why does NASA want to hoax? What's the purpose of hoaxing the moon landing? And they're like, well, we were in a space race, and we want to beat the Russians, but we don't want to actually take any risk. We don't want to really risk lives in real life, and we do not want to, we want to do it cheaply. It's much cheaper to do such a thing in a studio, at least supposedly, than it is to do it for real. Sometimes I don't know. Ever see how much they spend on movies? But that makes some sense. And also NASA wants more budget. They want to pull off some stunt like landing on the moon so they can get people all excited and Congress grant them more money. Okay. Well, that motivation, that kind of makes sense. Money and lies and prestige. That kind of is a reason to motivate you normally. The problem with the moon landing thing, though, for me, there's a couple of questions. My most favorite. There's a lot of things, and again with the moon landing, it seems like people who are really into it get stuck up on these little details that often seem like they have a pretty reasonable explanation in reality and physics or whatever. Like they're like, oh, the shadows don't fall right or something. It's like, well, you're not comprehending how shadows actually work and light works, so that's why you think they don't fall right. Kind of like the flat Earth thing, where it's, for some reason, they don't comprehend the concept of the center of gravity being at the center of the globe, and therefore everything sticks to the globe. And so when you're on the globe, it doesn't matter if you're on the bottom. You know, there is no bottom and top, technically, because space, you know, space has no actual real point of reference. You know, it's arbitrary. It's like in space, you choose what you want to relate everything to. The Earth, the Sun, something that exists in space, because space is empty. It has nothing. There is no up and there is no down in space. It's relative to you. Or the planet, you know, or something else. But they're like, well, they're all the people on the bottom of the Earth will fall off. It's like, so you think there's a point of gravity that's somewhere below the solar system or something? But then they say they don't believe in gravity. But they have gravity on the flat Earth. What they say is they don't like the word gravity is what it sounds like to me. Because they're like, they still believe things go down, which is basically what gravity is. It's a pulling force. But they just don't like the word gravity. They're like, gravity's stupid. It's a magical force. Everybody knows water finds its level and things go down. It's like, well, they're going down because of something. But it's like, I guess in flat Earth, there must be some kind of downward pull from something way below the Earth and everything else. And that's why it has to be flat. Because if the gravitational point was, you know, below the solar system, so to speak, I mean, there's no reference point in space, but if there was a downward force that was below the solar system, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, people would fall off the side of the Earth if you went down. But that's not the way it is. The point... You could go play Mario. Not really a good argument, but go ahead and play Mario Galaxy. You know? It's like you walk over those little spheres. The gravity is pulling towards the center of the sphere. Actually, the interesting thing is Mario Galaxy really does kind of have a flat Earth setup, because they do, if you jump too far off one of the spheres, they really do have like a massive gravity well somewhere below every map, and you will fall to your death. So it's like a weird blend of flat Earth reality and normal reality, because the spheres have their own gravity, but also there's like this weird gravity off in space that just pulls you down to your death, and Bowser appears, but and laughs at you for not believing in the flat Earth. But if we got enough of these, we might have too many again, as I was saying. Let's check on this heat map. Heat map. Oh, it's okay. Maybe I'll do a little run around. Just turn that off, though. Dang it, turn that off. Okay, there we go. Okay, possess, and we'll run around and get a look what we got. By the way, somebody was saying that I should... The last video I kind of showed one of my... This is looking really cool now, isn't it? Isn't it? Comment in those comments. Tell me how cool it's looking. Tell me. Say it. I want to hear you say it. Billy, it's amazing. It's amazing, Billy. Well, you know, alternatively, you could go, it's not very good, Mr. Fantastic Fox, or whoever makes much better scenes. You should go look at him. That's much better than that. You know, I don't know. Which it might be. I don't know. I don't know, but I probably won't have time to look at him. Sorry. Because I'm building this stuff. And... which is probably what you should be doing, too. You should be building stuff, I would think. I assume most of you people, if you're watching these videos, you're probably trying to get some insight into building. Now, I gotta be careful, because I think I'm outside the bounding box here. Yeah, I might actually do a thing here where I draw out the bounding box. It's a thing I do so I won't forget. I think, yeah, we were outside the bounding box. This is the bounding box. This is the walls of the thing. Yeah, I assume you people that are watching these videos of me building stuff, or I don't know, I guess any of our videos, they're all tutorial-ish, kind of. I mean, this is very casual, and this is kind of informal, you know, I'm not doing, like, step-by-step, this is what you do. You're just watching me do it, but I assume you're kind of doing it to get a grasp of maybe, you know, something you could do because you want to build something. I assume, maybe you're doing it for other purposes. Yeah, it's possible. You might be doing it to, relax. Like you're just listening to my voice or whatever. I can't imagine people listening to my voice to relax, but... I don't know. I pressed the wrong button there. Wait a minute. Stop! Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Stop. Okay, let's see. What are we going to... Oh, yeah. I'm gonna do this. Because I was losing track of my bounding box. I'll use blue this time. This is a thing I do sometimes to help me keep track. We'll put surface snap on that. Now let's get the edge of the levels roughly. I'll turn on studio light too because it's hard to see. Okay, so what I'm going to do... That's basically the edge. Oh, what the heck? That's not... That is going to happen, though. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter too much. Just... Yeah. We just got to get it... We kind of run it along. Oh. This might have actually been something I should have done a little earlier. Because, of course, you could see the troubles I'm having. This doesn't really need to be perfect, because this is actually only a temporary thing, but still. It's a little bit of a nuisance when it's all crazy like that, like what you just saw, but... We'll just get that going around there. And I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second, you'll see. Move that. Okay, so they're connected. So, what we're going to do now, I'm going to put this lighting back on, and I just go into this, turn this up. Also, we'll turn off the emit light. We don't need to emit light. We just need it to show up. So the point of this is, I won't lose track of my borders of my scene. Yes. I will not lose track of the borders of my scene when I want to... So that when I put in the invisible walls, I can do that, and then, I know exactly where they should be. And also, when I do this, I can maintain, kind of a good idea of what I'm seeing and how far I should be able to go. I shouldn't be able to go out there. It has to look good from this angle. Which it does. It does. I would say it does look pretty good. We got it looking pretty good so far. Now, I don't know about these. Yeah, they're pretty good. I could put a little bit more of them outside, I think. These smaller trees. So let's get out. We'll just duplicate out a few more of these and put them more in the mid-ground area here. I might scale them up too. I tend to do that. So we can get a little more uniformity-ish. I mean, in nature you don't want uniformity, but you kind of want, you want... It's weird if there's not trees out there, but there's trees in here, If you see something out there and it's not in there, It's kind of weird. Anyway, though. We were talking about the moon hoax conspiracy. Which, by the way, I don't believe in that either. If you hadn't noticed. Or guessed that already. But I don't believe in the moon landing conspiracy being a real thing. I think we really did go to the moon. And we'll most likely be... My guess would be, don't quote me on this or whatever, but my guess is we're going to be going back there and possibly fairly soon. Possibly. We'll see about that. But in the meantime, I really do believe we did go. Back in the 60s or the 70s? Yes, we definitely, I think we did. And my problem with the moon, my big main problems, I was talking about how people get wrapped up in little details, but my problems usually in these theories, or these conspiracy concepts, come from bigger things, like general broad concepts. So, my problem with the moon... There's two problems I actually have. One of them, I believe, is actually shared by, what's his name? Mr. Space himself. Elon Musk, actually, I think, has the same... Now, it's that, basically, at the time, the Soviets was the enemy of the United States. and they were in the race against us to get to the moon. And they were trying to get to the moon, ostensibly, ahead of us. And basically, they were in space. They had a heavy presence in space. In fact, they had beaten the U.S. into space on a number of things. Like, they had the first manned space mission. But before the U.S. did it, they had the first satellite or whatever, Sputnik. And a whole lot of stuff they had actually done before us. They did it faster. I don't know if they did it with more quality, but, that's a Soviet thing. Quality was not necessarily a big concept to them, but they did do it. And the thing is, with that presence in space, they were monitoring everything we did. By we, meaning the U.S. I know everybody watching is not in the U.S., okay? So just don't worry about that. But, they were monitoring everything that the U.S. did. And they would like, it would seem to me that being our enemies and everything, they would like nothing better at the time than to have somehow proven that we actually did not. Like, if we're putting out this information, oh, we landed, look guys, we landed on the moon. They would like nothing better than to be like, oh no, you didn't. And expose that. They're our enemy. And they would have known, too. They had enough to know. Enough stuff up there to know. If we we didn't do it, they would have known about it. So then, the problem becomes in this whole moon hoax thing is, well, I don't care what you say about shadows and whatever. It's like, that's little stuff compared to this. Why in the world did the Soviet Union not know about this? You have to either be able to conceal it completely from them, and that is going to be well nigh impossible with their presence in space at the time. Or, and not to mention the espionage that was going on. I mean, forget space. They could have had people on the ground, It's like, how did the Soviet spies not know about the studios where they're filming this fake moon stuff and, report on that? Expose that. That's highly likely. I mean, they did everything else. The atomic bomb U.S. wasn't able to keep that a secret, and I doubt they could keep this studio nonsense a secret. But it's like, you either have to figure out a way that NASA's hoax was so airtight the Soviets just had no way of knowing, which seems preposterous, or, alternatively, another near preposterous idea, which is that the Soviets were somehow colluding on the plot with the U.S. And at this point in time, you have to pretty much say the entire world is unified on the plot to hoax the moon and colluding with the U.S. Everybody, China, they're not Soviet anymore, but Russia, everybody in the world. Japan, because a lot of people now have sent at least unmanned probes to the moon. India, it's like so many, and they all basically would have to be in cahoots with the U.S. in this plot, and it's crazy. It's ridiculous. Especially since it seems like a lot of these people who believe in the moon hoax say that one of the motivations is somehow to create a one-world global government. Well, it seems like they don't need the hoax to create the global government. They already had the global government in order to create the hoax. Because that's pretty much what you'd have to have. It'd have to all be in cahoots, and it'd have to be all wrapped up so tight, it'd be incredible. And it is incredible. Now, that's just one of the problems. The other problem that I have with the moon hoax, and this is a big concept, is one of the motivations is, well, if NASA did it, they did it to be cheap and to do it easy, so they could have easy points. Oh, we went to the moon, cool. We got prestige, we get funding, we win the space race, and we went to the moon, we win. But we did it cheap, we did it easy in a studio. The problem with that is, if it was so easy, so cheap, and they're able to keep it so secret so well, you get me? If they're able to do this so well, then why, by this point in time, have we not explored the entire solar system with manned missions? I mean, it seems to me we should have been by Mars, to Mars by this point. Because if you can just do it in a studio for cheap, and it's so easy to keep a secret too, Why not? Why not go to Mars? Why not go all the way? Why not go to Europa by now? Why haven't we been to all these places? We should have seen... And now it's they stepped out on Europa. The team is, it's like, because if you can fake it so good, it's so cheap and easy and it gains you so much prestige, why aren't we rip-roaring around the solar system? From the comfort of a studio. You can do the moon, you can do these other places. They're not too much different. I mean, Mars is red. It's kind of got an atmosphere. There's places on Earth that look like Mars, and people, they don't believe in Mars. They're like, we haven't actually. But what I'm saying is, why not send a manned mission? There was a movie called Capricorn 1 where they had like a thing about it's a hoax. They hoaxed a mission to Mars. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't they do that? Why didn't that actually happen? Why didn't they hoax a mission to Mars? Or these other places? They could have done it. It's like you're just using a studio and it's easy to do. It's like, do the other places. America would look like a supreme giant of tech and accomplishment. We've explored the entire solar system in just, For that matter, why don't we hoax warp drives and stuff and start exploring other stars? Probably do that in the studio as well. Why haven't they done it? And they might say, somebody who believes in this is like, well, that's too much. Nobody believes. Well, look, you already think that people believe. You already think the moon is too much. So why would they try that if it's too much to do all this stuff? It's too much to be believable? I don't think so. It's like, if people bought the moon, they'll buy the other stuff. If you pulled that off, you could pull the other stuff off. So basically, that's the other problem. I don't hear a lot of people. I'm sure other people have thought of that problem as well, but I don't hear a lot of people bring that one up. But that and the whole Soviet problem are my main massive issues with the moon hoax conspiracy. Let's see. Let me just run around this one more time and get a look. Yeah, see, it's looking better. We got a few more trees out there. Out in the back. I know that blue thing is kind of gross. It's kind of messing up the scenery, but might just... Let me see here. Might just turn that off just for a second. Or better yet, hide it. I forget the hide feature. We'll just see about hiding it there. So we can get a better look at our surroundings without that thing in there. The atmosphere. See, this is a lot more. Don't you think? Oh, don't you think? Yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on the moon and flat Earth. I could talk some more about flat Earth stuff. Flat Earth stuff, though, is way worse, like I said, than the moon. Well, at least the moon hoax has some threads in it of, like... Well, I could kind of buy the motive, It's just that some of the stuff just doesn't really add up. But... It just doesn't add up, from other angles. But the flat Earth thing is just so out there. So out there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's about... I think we've pretty well settled, for the most part. There may be things I'll do, but I think we've pretty well settled the mid-ground and the actual scene. Like I said, there's probably going to be stuff we can do. By the way, I'm going to unhide that thing, I guess. Actually, I don't need to unhide it right now because we're not going to be walking around or adding invisible walls, so I'll just leave it hidden. The trick, though, about hiding stuff, when you do hide stuff, you have to kind of remind yourself that you hid it. Otherwise, you forget it exists. I mean, you remember it, and then you're like, what happened to that? Why can't I find it? Where is it? You're looking for it. You're like, I can't see it. I can't see it anywhere. Just remember it's in the hidden thing. Go to the hide thing and click this unhide. Alternatively, you can click the thing again to unhide just it. If you don't want to unhide everything, if you've hidden a bunch of stuff at once. Okay. So now we've come to the point where we're going to start, like I said, we got to go into making more distant details here. And this is going to be maybe sort of easy, maybe harder, I don't know. We have two methods I might go about this, and we'll see what we like. I'm going to first go with this possible cheap paint mode. I don't know how well it's going to work, but this hatching thing is what I tend to go with. We're going to go flex, and we are going to go surface snap off. And we're going to get some kind of color that, I don't know, dark gray might work. I don't know. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, I'm going to scale it up real big. I'm going to put it vertical. And that, you see, is going to basically... That's going to be distant, I don't know, tree trunks. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to stick that like that. And we're going to basically... Yeah. You got to mess with it a little bit, but... Gonna put that up like that. Kind of like something like that. See that? Kind of gives like a tree trunk feel back there in the background, and we're gonna take that and we're gonna go all the way around. Now we're gonna have to do a little more than just this, of course, but this is part of... It's going to depend on how much I like this. There's an alternative... it's not bad, really. There's an alternate way to do it. But it's not bad. Not bad. Where I would actually make some kind of simple sculpture. You can do that, too. I'm kind of liking this, though. This is nice and cheap, though. Because the big fat painting flecks. And we're not using very many paint flecks, either. They're just... It's probably, like... Gotta be maximum, like, I don't know... 10, 15, 20 in all, because they're just really big flecks. So, yeah. In the jungle, maybe I better not copyright. Don't be singing any copyrighted songs, Billy. The mighty jungle, and the lion is sleeping tonight. Maybe we'll make a lion. When I get the scene done, we'll make a lion character. He can run around in here. He can be the guy that sleeps in the jungle in the night. So, let me know what you think of that idea. You've never seen me sculpt a goofy character, so maybe you want to see that. But, yeah, I'm liking that. Now, another thing we gotta do with it is we got this issue where because we're using a sky for this, it's coming through all around. I need to get kind of some kind of canopy going on out here. So we're going to probably make a sculpt of some kind. Because I would do it with paint, but the problem is paint doesn't cast shadows. We need something to cast shadows. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in and we're going to kind of... This is what we're going to do. Also, I'm going to get the color set for this. We will use the color of our leaves that we already got. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Got to put this like so. I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to put that on varying rough. It's really... We're going to reduce the detail a whole bunch. I don't know if it even matters what kind of... But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make like a... See, this is just kind of... This is like a distant canopy. And this is going to create shadows, as well as be visually a thing. That's going to look like our jungle is going off into the distance. And I'll just make a little thing like this. Doesn't have to be real perfect or nice, per se. Because it's in the distance. Doesn't have to be high def. Just has to be able to cast shadows. Well, it might... We're going to see how it works when I have to... Because I am going to have to reduce the detail. That might thin it out a bit. Because when you start bringing them down... Well... 11 and 8 gameplay. There. Maybe even further, frankly. Yeah. Okay, you see? Let me go in here. See, there you go. We have to have... You have to create kind of a canopy outside. That way it's shadowed and dark back there. You know what I'm saying? Makes it more believable. Let's go. Let's go. Let's put more. We can put as much as we need. Oh, by the way, I forget. Let's select both of these at once, because I should have done this with the first one. I'm going to go into physics. We don't need this uncollidable, and we don't need interaction, and I don't think we need a medium physical cost either. And scenery. Always remember to do this stuff. Try to, anyway. My brain is scattered, so I'm talking about the moon landing and flat Earth. So, flat Earth. But flat Earth is a good conversation piece, I have to say. I just wasted about an hour almost or something talking about flat Earth. Well, not a waste, just pass the time. Pass the time in such a way. See that? It's looking pretty good. Let's do a little run around. But briefly, as Ronnie would say. But briefly, Tarnished, you could run around your jungle and take a look at how it looks. But briefly. See? See what I'm saying? And the fact that that's not really high def, it's not a big deal, because it's back in the background, you know? Distant trees. Pretty good deal. We got some light coming through. Now, another thing I think I'll do... Oh, wait. I think we're up over the border there, but... We'll cut that off. Another thing I think I'll do... is... let's see. I want to put... I'm going to probably end up putting some spotlights in here to augment the sunlight we've got. Because I think that looked pretty nice. We kind of want, you know, we kind of want some god rays coming down from the trees, you know. Also, the sky, we're going to have to do something about that because... I don't actually want... If the sky is that green, it shouldn't be that green. That should be over here. And this is one of the things I was talking about with the whole business with the... What I was saying earlier about making it so you could paint the skybox. That would kind of help with this kind of problem. But since they don't have that, we're going to have to use some trickery. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in... Probably I'm going to use this opaque... This fleck, which would be handy for such a thing. And we're going to... I don't know, we'll actually just go with flat white for the start, and we can change the color later as we need to. We're going to take it, we're going to flatten it out. Well, if possible. Why is that not flat? Why can't I get a flat Earth? It should be flat! I don't understand this. It's supposed to... I'm trying to... Okay, well, there's one way to do this. If everything else fails. There we go. That's what we'll do. We don't know what's going on, but we will fix it. Snap to the surface. Get that white coloration. Get the fleck. We only need one. There. That's flat. Okay. So here's the plan with this. We also need to put it on this. What is this? Precise move? That's what they call this. That way we keep it on the axis. Okay, now we spread it out over most of our scene here. I don't know about... Yeah, I don't know. Keep it above the treetops, I guess. Okay, so here we go. Let's glow. Turn up the glow and don't emit light from the glow. We don't need to emit light from glow. We've got the sun doing that. Sun sky. There you go, you see? Now we got some areas out here we're gonna need to deal with, but that's the deal right there, you see? We gotta put in our own sky because, like I said, we can't take this skybox. And I can't paint, like, lighter right up here. That'd be great if I could just paint, like, a light sky and then have this green fogginess along the horizon, you know, so to simulate the trees and stuff going off in the distance. But no, we don't have that. We have what we have. Let's take off surface snap. So this, I'm gonna duplicate these out so we can clean up some of this. You see? Try to do this so we can make it look. Hopefully we're not. It might be kind of tricky, you know. But we'll try. Okay, so get this around here. And there we go. Put that like so. And I think we got one little crack here. Just try and get that in there. We got another one. I'm gonna put that there. It might take some more fine-tuning. Let's do a quick walk and see what we see. Because you gotta look at it from more angles. Yeah, see, I can kind of see some. We're gonna have to do a little more fine-tuning on that. But all in all, you can see the idea, and it is working for the most part. We just gotta get a little of those, like right there. I can see there's kind of an edge. We just gotta make sure we can walk around it, and it doesn't look goofy from any angle. Like, see there, it's kind of edge popping. That's right there. We need some more right there. So, but just a little, you know, we can fix it. We'll fix it up. We'll fix it up nice. I think that's gonna. We've only got about 3 minutes left here, though. So I think that's gonna actually have to wait until next time. But we've made quite a bit of progress today, and we've discussed varied and diverse topics. And everybody's learned something, I'm sure. I'm sure all the Flat Earth people who have heard my arguments have all unsubscribed from the Flat Earth concept and are now full believers in the globe. And I guess they're probably following Satan too, if that's what controls, you know, that. But here we are. We're going to have to come back next time. I will be back next week. We will take care of what I mentioned, what needs to be done, and more. We will continue honing this until it's in a place where we're pleased with what we got. We still got some things to do, some things that could be added, but it's looking real nice as a jungle. And what I have to say, that's going to be all for today. If you enjoyed what you saw and learned or heard or, you know, whatever, if you had a good experience today, my suggestion to you, if you're new to this channel, is to subscribe yourself right away. Click the button because it's super easy and free. And also, give a like. That's super easy and free and helps too. And also, leave a comment. You can, if you're a Flat Earther, you can even leave angry comments. One of those Flat Earther chains of comments would be really handy to boost our... You know, probably YouTube would see that and see like a bunch of comments of Flat Earthers arguing. I don't know if they'd like that so much, but they would be like, hey, activity! A whole chain of Flat Earth anger going down in the comment section? That would be interesting. But, you know, leave a comment about something, anything that comes to mind, dreams, whatever. Alternatively, too, if you're a long-time subscriber and you have, you know, some wealth to spread around, you could support us. We have a coffee. Oh, by the way, yeah, we're going to put right now the supporters we currently have, which is only one, but, you know, we're hoping it'll grow. Come up in the credits right here. Yes. And if you want to be in the credits with that gentleman in such videos, why, you can become a bronze member over at the coffee monthly membership. It's not too much. I think it's like $3. I don't remember. Anyway, though, Marty knows about that. But oh, and if you want to do one time over there too, you can just do one time. You don't have to be a monthly member. That's if you want your credits, you know. But also, another thing you can do, we have an art pal, and it's a print-on-demand thing. You can go over there and check out digital art. Most of the art there's by me. There's a few Jimmy things, but mostly it's me. I'm the big digital art person when I get the time. But I put it up there. You can get prints on demand.
They say it's high quality. We tested it once. It seemed okay. So it seems like it's a legit place. If you have trouble with it, let me know. But, yeah, you can get that. That's another way of supporting us if you want to do that. And we appreciate all of it. But anyway, it's been me, Billy Cultist, for today, fixing up a jungle yet again and ranting about conspiracy stuff. We will meet again next time. Bye-bye.